Let's review your project journey. Let's reflect on what we accomplished. This means we will review the key steps and outcomes of your project. For example, if you built a mobile app, we will look at how you integrated data, designed the UI, and deployed it successfully. Recognizing these achievements strengthens your understanding and confidence for future projects. Think about what went well in your project. This means identifying your successes and strengths. For example, perhaps your team quickly integrated a new SAP app with your existing HR system. Recognizing these wins builds confidence and provides a model for future work. Remember challenges you overcame. This means recalling the difficult problems you solved during your project. For example, you might have initially struggled to connect your on-premise system to the cloud, but found the right integration service to make it work. Recognizing these past successes builds your confidence for future tasks. This helps us learn and grow. It means looking at what worked and what did not to improve our skills. For example, after completing an app, the team reviews which development steps were efficient and which caused delays. This reflection turns every project into a valuable lesson for the future. Celebrating our successes and what went well. List 2 to 3 things that worked smoothly. For instance, the seamless integration of BTP with existing SAP systems allowed quick data sharing. A company connected their S/4HANA to BTP in days, not months, to pull real-time analytics. This efficiency demonstrates how well-planned integrations accelerate digital transformation and deliver immediate value. Think about features you built successfully. This means reflecting on specific BTP capabilities you have implemented and launched without major issues. For instance, you might have created a mobile app for field technicians to report service requests in real time. Recognizing these achievements builds confidence for tackling future projects. Consider what you learned easily. This means identifying the concepts you grasped quickly and intuitively. For example, perhaps you immediately understood how to bind a UI5 app to a simple data service. Recognizing these areas builds confidence and shows where your natural aptitude lies, making them a great foundation for tackling more complex topics. These are your strengths to build on. This means identifying the skills you have already mastered, like navigating the BTP cockpit. For example, if you successfully deployed your first application, that operational skill is a core strength. Recognizing these successes creates a solid foundation for learning more advanced topics. Learning from challenges is essential for growth. Identify 2 to 3 areas that were difficult. This means pinpointing specific topics that were confusing or hard to grasp during your learning. For example, a learner might note that understanding the differences between the global and sub-account levels in BTE was initially challenging. Reflecting on these points is key to focusing your study efforts effectively. Think about what took more time than expected. This means reflecting on tasks that consumed more effort than you planned. For example, connecting your app to an on-premise system might involve unexpected security configurations. Identifying these areas is crucial for improving your future project timelines and estimates. Consider what was confusing at first. This means reflecting on the initial hurdles you overcame. For example, A developer new to BTP may have found the difference between a global account and a sub-account very confusing. Recognizing this confusion is a powerful step towards deeper understanding and teaching others. These challenges make you a better administrator. This means that solving real problems builds the deep, practical knowledge no manual can teach. For instance, troubleshooting a failed application deployment teaches you more about the platform's resilience features than a perfect, first-time setup ever could. Each resolved issue directly increases your skill and confidence for the future. Key lessons learned from our enterprise implementation. What would you do differently next time? This means reflecting on your project to identify improvements. For instance, after a deployment, a team might realize they should have automated testing earlier to save time. Learning from each experience ensures continuous progress and better future outcomes. What surprised you about BTP administration? Many are surprised that BTP administration is largely automated. For instance, SAP handles security patches automatically across your cloud services. This automation reduces manual maintenance, allowing teams to focus on innovation rather than routine upkeep. This built-in automation truly simplifies operations. What tools or features became your favorites? This means identifying the most helpful BTP tools you regularly use. For instance, many favor the Business Application Studio for its streamlined development environment, speeding up custom app creation. Recognizing these preferred tools helps you work more efficiently and focus on high-value tasks. Write down your top 3 takeaways. This means noting your most important insights right after the session. For example, after learning about SAP BTP services, you might jot down key features that apply to your projects. Capturing these points immediately ensures you retain and can act on the most valuable information. Essential BTP administration, organizing your enterprise effectively. Use clear naming for your sub-accounts and spaces. This means giving them descriptive names so anyone can quickly understand their purpose. For example, name a sub-account as Production Finance instead of Project X. This simple practice saves time and prevents errors by making your BTP organization easy to navigate and manage. Keep your cockpit organized and tidy. This means grouping related resources, like development tools, into dedicated sub-accounts and folders, rather than having everything in one place. For example, create separate folders for development and production sub-accounts. A well-structured organization makes it easier to manage permissions and find what you need. Document your setup and changes. This means keeping clear records of your BTP account structure and any modifications. For example, if you create a new sub-account for a finance project, note its purpose, assigned members, and the date. This creates a reliable audit trail for your team and ensures nothing is forgotten. Regularly review your resource usage. This means you should frequently check how much of your BTP resources, like memory and applications, are being consumed. For example, a monthly review might show a development app is still running but unused, allowing you to stop it to save costs. This proactive habit keeps your organization efficient and avoids unexpected expenses. BTP administration best practices for security. Always follow the principle of least privilege. This means giving users and applications only the exact permissions They need to perform their specific task, nothing more. For example, a developer who only needs to deploy applications should not also have the power to delete entire sub-accounts. This minimizes risk by limiting the potential damage from errors or compromised accounts. Regularly review user roles and permissions. This means periodically checking that users only have the access they currently need for their jobs. For example, an employee who moves from finance to sales should not retain access to sensitive financial reports. This ongoing process is essential for maintaining a secure and compliant environment. Use strong passwords and enable multi-factor authentication. This means combining a complex, unique password with a second verification step, like a code from your phone. For instance, an administrator logging into the BTP cockpit would enter their password and then approve a prompt on their Authenticator app. This layered approach is fundamental for protecting administrative access. Monitor your applications for unusual activity. This means regularly checking for unexpected behavior, like a sudden spike in data access from an unknown location, which could signal a security threat. For instance, if your employee portal is suddenly accessed from a foreign country outside business hours, investigate immediately. Staying vigilant helps protect your systems and data from potential breaches. BTP Administration Best Practices for Monitoring. Check your applications regularly in the cockpit. This means routinely logging into the BTP cockpit to review the health and status of your live apps. For example, you might check daily to ensure your employee portal is responding and using resources as expected. Consistent monitoring helps you catch and fix issues before users are affected. Set up alerts for important events. This means configuring your system to automatically notify administrators when specific, critical situations occur, like performance issues. For example, create an alert to email your team if application response times exceed a set threshold. This proactive approach ensures you can address problems before they impact users. Monitor your service usage and quotas. This means regularly checking how much of your BTP resources you are using against your purchased limits. For instance, if you have a quota for 1 terabyte of data storage, track your consumption to avoid unexpected service interruptions. Staying within your quotas ensures smooth and reliable application operation. Keep an eye on performance metrics. This means regularly checking system health indicators like response times and resource usage to prevent slowdowns. For instance, if your app's response time spikes, you can add resources before users notice. Consistently monitoring ensures your applications run smoothly and efficiently. Planning for ongoing maintenance of your SAP BTP solutions. Schedule regular check-ins with your BTP environment. This means proactively reviewing system health, costs, and security, not just waiting for alerts. For example, set a monthly calendar reminder to log in and verify application subscriptions and service usage. Consistent reviews prevent small issues from becoming major problems. Plan for updates and new releases. This means scheduling regular checks for SAP BTP, service patches, and new features to keep your applications secure and functional. For example, a quarterly review of the SAP BTP roadmap ensures you can adopt new AI capabilities. Staying proactive with maintenance prevents unexpected disruptions. Keep learning about new BTP features. This means actively staying updated as SAP continuously improves the platform. For example, SAP might release a new AI service that could automate a manual task in your application. Consistently exploring these updates ensures your solutions remain modern and efficient. Set aside time for improvements. This means proactively scheduling dedicated periods to enhance your BTP solutions, not just fixing issues. For instance, you might plan a quarterly review to optimize an application's performance or add a new feature. Consistently investing this time ensures your systems evolve and deliver greater value. Your maintenance checklist for SAP BTP. Weekly, check application status and logs. This means verifying your applications are running properly and reviewing their activity records for any errors. For example, in a sales app, ensure it is online and check logs for failed order entries. Regular checks help you catch and resolve issues early, maintaining smooth operations. Monthly, review user access and permissions. This means checking who has access to your SAP BTP systems and what they are allowed to do. For instance, if an employee changes roles, you ensure they no longer have permissions from their old job. Regular reviews like this keep your systems secure and compliant with company policies. Quarterly, review service usage and costs. This means checking your SAP BTP account every 3 months to see which services you are using and how much you are spending. For example, a company might discover they are paying for an unused machine learning service and can then deactivate it. This regular check helps you manage your budget and resources effectively. As needed, apply updates and security patches. This means regularly checking for and installing the latest software improvements and security fixes to keep your systems protected and running smoothly. For instance, when SAP releases a patch for a vulnerability, you should promptly install it to prevent potential breaches. Staying current ensures your SAP BTP environment remains secure and reliable. Preparing for production environments. Start with development and testing environments first. This means building and checking your applications in safe, isolated spaces before moving to live production. For example, an e-commerce team first tests new features in a staging environment to ensure they work correctly without disrupting real customers. This careful approach prevents costly errors and builds confidence for a smooth production launch. Plan your deployment process carefully. This means defining each step to move your SAP BTP solution from development to live use, ensuring no surprises. For instance, a retail app would first deploy to a test environment to validate checkout functions before going live. A structured plan is essential for a smooth and reliable production launch. Have a rollback plan in case of issues. This means preparing to quickly undo recent changes if something goes wrong after deployment. For instance, if a new feature causes errors in your app, you can revert to the previous stable version immediately. Always ensure this plan is ready to maintain system reliability. Test thoroughly before going live. This means running comprehensive checks to ensure everything functions correctly in a production-like setting. For example, validate that your application processes orders without errors under simulated user load. This critical step prevents costly disruptions and ensures a smooth transition for end users when the system is officially launched. Real-world SAP BTP administration scenarios. Adding new team members to your projects. This means securely granting new developers access to your BTP sub-account and necessary services. For example, when a new hire joins, you assign them the required roles to immediately start building applications. Properly onboarding members is essential for maintaining security and accelerating development. Scaling your applications when they grow. This means adjusting your BTP setup to handle more users or data without slowing down. For example, if your employee portal suddenly gets heavy traffic during payroll week, you can automatically add more computing power to keep it responsive. Proper scaling ensures your business applications remain reliable and performant as demand increases. Troubleshooting when things go wrong. This means identifying and fixing issues that disrupt your BTP services. For instance, if users cannot access an application, you'd check service availability, network connectivity, and logs to resolve it. Proactive troubleshooting ensures smooth operations and minimizes downtime for your solutions. Planning for new business requirements. This means proactively designing your BTP setup to adapt when company needs change. For example, if your company plans to launch a new mobile app, you would pre-configure the necessary cloud services and security rules in BTP. This foresight ensures your platform is ready to support innovation without delays. Your essential BTP administration toolkit. SAP BTP Cockpit for Management. This is your central, web-based tool to operate and monitor your cloud applications and services. For example, you can quickly check if your development subscription has enough available memory. This single interface gives you full administrative control over your entire BTE landscape. Documentation for reference. This means having official SAP guides and help pages readily available to look up detailed procedures or troubleshoot issues. For example, when setting up a new sub-account, you can refer to the SAP Help portal for step-by-step configuration instructions. Keeping this documentation handy ensures you can resolve challenges accurately and efficiently. Community forums for help. These are online discussion boards where you can ask questions and find answers from other SAP professionals. For example, if you struggle with setting up a sub-account, you can search the forum and likely find a step-by-step solution someone has already shared. This collective knowledge makes solving problems faster and easier. Your growing experience and knowledge. This means your skills naturally improve as you work with BTP tools daily. For example, each time you troubleshoot an access issue, you learn faster solutions for future cases. Every challenge you solve makes you more confident and capable in your administrator role. Keep learning and growing to advance your professional development. You have built a strong foundation in BTP administration. This means you can confidently manage user access, monitor applications, and handle security on the platform. For instance, you could grant a developer access to deploy a new app in your company's BTE account. Continue applying these skills to grow your expertise further. Practice regularly to build confidence. This means consistently working with SAP BTP features to become more comfortable and skilled. For instance, Try creating a simple CAP application each week to automate a small task. This steady effort will make you proficient and self-assured in using the platform effectively. Explore new BTP services and features. This means regularly checking SAP's updates to discover tools that can improve your solutions. For instance, you might find a new AI service that automates invoice processing, saving your team significant time. Staying current ensures you always leverage the best BTP has to offer. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. This means all skilled professionals started with no knowledge and improved through practice. For instance, the lead developer on your team first struggled with basic coding concepts before mastering them. Keep practicing, and you will progress from novice to proficient. Your next steps in the BTP journey. Continue practicing with your own projects. This means applying what you have learned by building something yourself. For instance, create a simple app that tracks your daily tasks using SAP BTP services. Hands-on experience solidifies your skills and boosts your confidence in using the platform effectively. Explore the SAP Learning Hub for more courses. This is your central platform for continuous learning, offering extensive BTP content beyond today's session. For instance, you can find a dedicated course on building applications with the application programming model. This hub is essential for advancing your skills and staying current with new innovations. Join the SAP community to connect with others. This means participating in an online forum where you can ask questions and share knowledge with fellow learners and experts. For instance, if you are stuck on a specific BTP service, you can post your issue and receive guidance from experienced members. Engaging here will accelerate your learning and problem-solving skills. Apply your skills to real business scenarios. This means using BTP to solve actual company problems, not just learning theory. For instance, you could build a simple app that automatically alerts warehouse staff when inventory runs low. This practical approach solidifies your learning and demonstrates immediate value.